making pancakes. You know what's really bad is that, like, I was fully going to vlog the whole day and I forgot. I literally forgot to get my camera and vlog, but hey, good afternoon. It's not even afternoon, it's still morning. It's like 11:31. Can't even see anything. Let's take it back for a bit. It's 11:31. I've been up and all I've been doing is studying. I'm doing my assignment work, which I'm stressing out on right now because they're due soon and I have 2 papers to write and I have literally not started, so I'm behind. I'm just doing readings for one of the assignments and then I'll do readings for the other one. So yeah. I'm supposed to have a meeting with my teacher as well in half an hour. I haven't received a link or anything from her, so I don't even know when that's happening. So yeah, I'm literally sitting here just doing my readings, like researching things for my assignment, for one of the assignments that I'm doing, which is a research paper. It's a report, not a research paper, it's a report. And I have to report on research and findings of how COVID-19 has brought disruption to the creative industries and how innovation has been created through that disruption, that global disruption. So yeah, do I know what I'm doing? No, I'm researching global disruption of COVID-19, content creation, creative industries, and innovation. That's what I'm currently doing. And then so I'm spending like today doing the rest of my research and readings, and then I'll start doing the writing tomorrow. So that will give me, I'm giving this assignment till Wednesday to hopefully have everything drafted out, and then from Thursday to Sunday do my other assignment, and then spend Monday like doing just the finals stuff, like reading through of everything. That's what I'm trying to do. So get my research done today, start writing tomorrow, Wednesday hopefully have like a draft, and then I do the same with the other one. Fingers crossed. Am I stressing? Yes, I'm stressing, but it's okay. It's okay. So, but yeah, today I have my meeting at 12. Hopefully she hasn't given me any links, and then 3:30 till 5:30 I have a photo shoot. So yeah, I'm literally digging myself a deep hole of failing, but it's okay. It's fine. It's not fine, but it's where I'm at right now. I've been really busy and my mental health hasn't been the greatest. So I just haven't been on top of anything right now. So yeah, I'm just drinking a oat milk latte. That's pretty much it. Like, there's nothing to really update you guys on, because I'm just doing a whole bunch of like papers and just researching and trying to figure things out. But actually I can start writing tomorrow. That's the thing, I've got work tomorrow. Oh, I'm just stressing. I need to stop. Okay, I need to stop. I need to stop stressing. It's okay, I've got this. I've got this. What I actually, you know what, what's gonna be better is if I do the rest of the research for this one tonight, finish it off, and then Tuesday and Wednesday do the research for the other assignment, and then I start putting them together. I think that's a good plan of attack. I'm stressed now. I'm stressed. I've got a week to do this. Less than a week to do this.
For agencies, oh man, like stick my finger in my eyes. It's like the most. It's well, no, it shouldn't be that harsh. It is really interesting because you do a lot of research and you learn a lot of things. But the most important thing about a job like that is the voice. You know, like I was, you know, I had created a whole series of articles on bodybuilding supplements.
Oh my God.
And after a week, I was embodying, you know, as I was writing, I was talking like a bodybuilder, you know. So it's like about how you kind of characterize And then you can actually put those characters into the writing itself. But yeah, it absolutely has to be factually correct.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there's an argument for exactly what you're saying. You're not just talking about a product. What you do is you create an article that is interesting enough that people want to read it.
Yeah.
It's targeted directly towards that audience, and then it contains keywords that then can be linked back. And that's what raises you up in the SEO, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, people don't understand the strategic value of content. Wait, this doesn't even mention my product. It doesn't need to.
You can just hyperlink something that is related to it and they'll go straight to it. And that's why it's just like, I stand there and I'm like, why do I even bother?
No.
Why am I even here if you can do it yourself?
Yeah,
it's so bad.
Yes, and I mean, it begs the question, right? I mean, it begs the question about how we, as a profession, educate people about what it is that we do, what the differences are as well. Like, I mean, you know, for example, I had a friend who got a manufacturing business, and they get these clients and they do these really slap up labels, and I'm just like, you know, you need to be doing end to end. You know, you need to be thinking about the value of somebody from the creative industries coming in and working with you to create end to end products. Don't outsource that design work. Don't outsource the branding and the promotions for it. Put it into the original quote. Work with people, build relationships with people, and then you take the cream off the top. They do the work, you take 10 or 20% for yourself, and then you've got an end-to-end product. Your client doesn't even need to think about going and finding their own designer. And that way, what happens is you start de-siloing industries at the same time. So you have more people, for example, in agriculture or manufacturing, working together to create strategies for better products and for end-to-end products. And that sort of thing. It's like those conversations are so important. And friends of mine who are in those sorts of businesses that I've had these conversations with, they're starting to understand the value of it. Like, they might go and produce their own videos and go, oh, the audio was crap, or the video was crap, or we just dropped it. But they don't have time to do it. But what if you had somebody in-house who took care of all of that, or you had a team of freelancers that you went to, said, I've got this job, right? You've not only got another income stream for yourself that's passive, just needs a bit of management, not entirely passive, but also that you're building relationships and industries outside of your own.
Yeah.
And I think that's as important for us in the communication and creative industries as it is for other businesses to understand what we do and what we're capable of helping them to achieve strategically.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you trained as a journalist, did you?
Yep. So I did the communications degree and I specialised in journalism.
Right.
So, yeah, we had those main journalism subjects that CSU did offer, since it's not a course anymore, since they just scrapped it this year. And then there was a combination of comm subjects, CCI subjects, and then electives that you wanted to do. So I ended up doing some PR and some photography and some visual, whatever was offered. And yeah, it was a bit hard because a lot of those electives were in Wagga, so it was online electives, and that was a difficult part. So we came into the stage of like where CSU was like, do we really want this to be a subject, like a course anymore? Right. So we were like in that, we don't care, but we still care, and then they just scrapped it.
It's a real shame that you've walked away with that impression too, because
I know.
I mean, like, there is a new degree.
And I think that's really necessary right now, because I think my class came out of that degree, which was very much a past sort of thing. It was like, we're still in the 20th century, we're still learning everything that was, you know, relevant to the 20th century, but what's relevant now, we didn't learn any of that. It was something that we had to learn ourselves and had to adapt with ourselves, especially our last year being in COVID. How were we supposed to do interviews? How are we supposed to get these articles up if we can't actually interact with people face to face? And we were the class that had to develop and learn from that. And I think what CSU is doing now is actually needed. They need to expand, and they need to be like, okay, we can't keep, teaching the way that we taught a few years ago. That's not how the world works now. That's not how jobs work now. We need to think about the future and what the future is going to be like for students and in jobs as well. And so honestly, if I could do that right now, I'd be like, sweet, let's learn everything again, because going into a job that I am in right now is like, I don't know anything. I have to learn on the spot. I wasn't prepared for this. And then people who are going to be going into the creative industries now are going to be like, cool, I know what to look forward to. I understand that it's not just one job that I'm going to be having. It's going to be multiple jobs, because no one knows what these jobs are. They're so used to just having one role and that's it. But it's not just one role. You have to pick up every single little role that is related to that job, because that's creative industries for you. That's content creation, that's marketing, journalism, everything. And like a lot of the jobs that I'm looking at, if it's journalism related, it's not just journalism. It's other stuff as well. It's added extras, and you're like, oh God. Okay, I'm not just being a journalist. I'm being, a marketer. I'm being a social media creator. It's not just one job anymore.
No, that's right. And it's so interesting because I think for me, like, this discussion is reflecting things that I've seen, things that I've been observing in my own students' work that they're doing after they graduate, but also what I've been noticing in terms of trends in job advertisements. Like I said before, it's like, to me, it's like, and again, COVID has made it, everybody has had to shift and change. And I think what's really, really important, coming back to the original part of our conversation, is become a lifelong learner. You can never sit still. When my friend asked me, when do you stop? It's like, when the world stops changing.
You don't stop.
And because that's never going to happen, I cannot see any opportunity to sit on my laurels and go, okay, that's it. And I've joked before, it's like, wow, I really should have chosen theology, just interpret a 2,000-year-old text and that's fine, slow. Creative industries is not like that at all. It doesn't fast, slow down, it's constantly changing. And the more that the digital world takes over in this respect, the more we have to be really adaptive. But in the other sense too, I could be wrong about this, but I think that there's going to be a real ricochet effect after, the COVID sort of thing resolves, if it ever does, I don't know. But people are going to want to be around each other again. People are going to want, but they're not going to want this. I think that it's very comfortable for some people and they're very happy. But I think that actually we're going to go one of two ways. One is that we're going to become more social and really want to be in the same space together, or we'll become less social and more distanced and more virtual. And I'm hoping that it's the former. So I think we can't let go of the non-digital. I think we have to actually realise that we're always creating communication in relation to the social. Yeah. So I think we need to keep it in the back of our heads that the digital is incredibly important, but it's never everything. It's not the solution to everything. No. Because you look at it, digital media can just wipe off straight away. Something goes wrong, it'll be gone. You can't get it back. Whereas physical social interactions is not something you can just eliminate like that. Yeah. Do you ever wonder what's going to happen when the aliens finally come down in 2,000 years, and there'll be this big gap in human history where there'll be all these artifacts, then there'll be this huge gap where, all the digital got wiped off the face. Humans must have died out a really long time ago. Around 1990, they looked like they were dying out. I ever wonder about that, the housing of data. Yeah, sometimes I just sit there and I'm like, is what I'm doing worth it?
Like, is you know, the stuff that I'm doing online, is it really worth all the effort if it could just be erased with a snap of a finger?
Well, that's a really, really good question. And I think that whatever you do and however you do it and through whatever platform, I think that the most important thing is to put your values first.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's, you know, it's in public policy design, it's in research projects that we're doing, and a third year subject that we're teaching now for all students in communication and creative industries across the entire school. One of the model that's at the centre of this third year subject asks you to place your values first. So what are they? Like, name them. It's really important, and I think you have to keep coming back to them because your values change over time.
Yeah.
And you know, I think it should be an iterative process with your work. Is this sitting right with me? Am I doing what I want? Is what I'm doing making me happy? Because, you know, money's money, but I think that if you have a particular talent or a particular value or something to offer, you know, you'll end up, you know, happier and also generating income from it, I think, because it generates its own force, you know.
What you're saying is an interesting point though, because I've noticed, and I do it as well, like nowadays people are working towards what makes them happy and creating that to be their job, rather than just, you know, getting a job that's out there just to get that income, whether it's the most, you know, rewarding job, you get all the money from it, but they're unhappy. A lot of people are now, you know, shifting that focus onto what makes me happy. What can I do to make me happy, but also get that income? Do I have to sacrifice a bit of happiness to get that, you know, high income, or do I just stick with what makes me happy to get that income? And I find that really interesting, because back in the day, it was like, no, you need to have the best job out there to get that $1 million house that you've always wanted. Who cares about happiness? That will come with the money. But now it's happiness is more important than the money, because, and I think it kind of spiked with COVID, your mental health is more important than anything. And if you don't focus on what makes you happy and brings you happiness, what's the point of really doing anything? You're working towards, like, to get money just to survive. Like,
absolutely.
And
absolutely. And I mean, I think that that's one of those things about COVID too, is that, you know, you can roll along thinking that life's just going to be the same or secure or whatever. But I think that the succession of drought, bushfires, COVID, we've had floods up here recently as well. You know, it's just like, life's an incredibly precious and yet vulnerable thing. And if you're not in the pursuit of happiness for yourself and others, then what is the point to it?
They're not learning, they're not putting themselves out there to do what makes them happy. They're really stuck in limbo, in this slump of like, I can't get out of this. How do I get out of this? And it's like, you can't get out of this, but you're not working towards anything. You're stuck in this thing of like, oh, look, I'm in this job, it's a steady job, it's retail, it gives me money, but I'm not happy working it. I want to do this, this, and this, and this. That will make me happy. I'm like, what are you doing to get there? Are you gonna, you know, work towards that? Are you gonna just quit that job and pursue the other thing that you want to do to, you know, make you happy? What are you doing? Look, okay, well now that meeting is over, I'm now getting ready for my photo shoot. We're just gonna ignore the way that I currently look, but I'm getting my makeup done and I'll show you the end result, obviously, when I don't look like this. Okie dokie, makeup is done. Let's see if I can get to like a better light. Lighting is terrible. Makeup is done. Go let hair dry. I put stuff in it so hopefully it curls up a bit, but we're doing a curled look, so we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna go pee and put the first outfit on and get my bags packed, and I'll be good to go. Okay, even though this isn't the look, first look does require these pants, but it is not the final look. But yeah, this is currently what I'm wearing to go to the place. My hair is just not vibing at all, which is annoying. What are you saying?
I'm probably going to lose the op here. It is what it is. And I do lose the op. So I feel like having that is...
Dinner. Japanese. Nom 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 nom. Photo shoot is done. Now I have to study. Photo shoot was a car shoot and we had 2 sets. And we had 2 different cars. Unfortunately we got kicked off both locations because of private property apparently, but they're done. Hopefully the photos aren't too bad. Never modelled with a car before, so we'll see what they look like. But yeah, wasn't too bad. Now I'm bludging, getting fat, eating Japanese food. Nom nom nom. Hydrant. Okay, cool. Thanks. I'm gonna go study. Get this makeup off because I hate it. I hate wearing makeup. This is nasty. My skin's gonna break out because of it.